Hello, everyone, and welcome to the International Circle, where we bring you inspiring conversations with educators, professionals, and leaders who are making a positive difference to the lives of students. I'm your host, Kwanele, and today it's a great honor as we're joined with the Dean of International Students, Dr. Sharada Ma'am. So in this episode, we're going to talk about the international students' experiences and also the services that are available for the international students, and also how can the international students achieve greatness in academics. So let's get started. Ma'am, it's a great honor to have you on this podcast.
Hello, good evening.
It's a great pleasure. So firstly, ma'am, I would like you to introduce yourself to the viewers and tell us a brief about your work here at Vignan University.
So I am, as he has already introduced me, I am Dr. Sharada Ma'am, and primarily I am from the Department of Languages. I have been with the institution from its inception. I've completed 30 years into the organization. Currently, I'm officiating as the Dean International Students. So during my last 30 years, I have worked in various capacities. I joined as an assistant professor of English in the year 1997. And since then, I have been traveling with Vignan, officiating in different capacities over the years. And now I'm happy to take up this portfolio of the International Students Office.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for such nice introduction. So I would like to know what really inspired you to work with the international students.
So, yeah, this office was actually not something of my choice
Okay,
because we didn't have an international students office before.
okay,
We used to get international students for quite some time, but
okay,
this office was created year before last,
okay,
and this office is exclusively working for international students from the year 2023.
okay, okay.
And that is because the number of students have been significantly increasing.
Okay.
Previously we used to have all the students put together maybe something like 40 to 50, but from the year 2023 onwards we have been getting a good number of students from different parts, primarily from different countries in Africa and Middle East and some of the SAARC countries.
Okay, okay.
So, as the number has been growing up and international students have their own special needs, so it was thought that there should be an exclusive office working for their welfare. And that's how the office was started. And when the office was started, I was approached by the Vice Chancellor, and he said that I would be a good person to head the office.
Okay.
And of course, I said yes, because I think this is a wonderful opportunity for me to interact with students from coming from so diverse backgrounds. And I really enjoy working with students. And this office has really given me a lot of opportunity to learn, to meet students coming from so diverse backgrounds,
Yeah.
from different, what should we say, parts of the world, and with so many uh, kinds of skill sets
Okay.
and different cultures, different languages,
Yeah.
different cuisines.
Yeah.
So it has been a really enriching experience for me as well. So I enjoy working with students, learning from them. And this office gives me the opportunity to rub shoulders with them and learn more about different cultures. So I enjoy my work.
Yeah, that's really interesting, and you've already answered partially. So I was going to ask about how many international students who are currently studying here, and from which countries do they have specifically?
So we have, as of now, around 500 plus, close to 600 students
Okay.
on the campus right now. And they are from 11 to 12 different countries. And some of the countries we get big numbers, some very small numbers. Like, for instance, our dominant group here is students from Zimbabwe,
Yes.
like you.
Yeah.
And then we have significant number of students from Sudan,
Okay.
Nepal.
Okay.
So, and then smaller numbers from other parts of the world. But as I already mentioned, we get students from different countries in Africa, Togo, Madagascar, Liberia, Sudan, South Sudan, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Nigeria. So these are the countries where we have students right now studying on the campus, and also SAARC countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and students from Middle East as well, but very small numbers like Syria. So this is the composition of our international students community.
Yeah, that's really interesting as well to have such diversity at our campus.
Yeah.
So about me, like there's something that is most international students, they have culture shock when they first arrive here to India. So what advice can you give to those students who may encounter cultural shock when they first arrive here, and for them to feel more comfortable and confident and adjust to the cultures which are here in India? What advice can you give them?
So it's not surprising that
Yeah.
students coming from a different country are likely to be, what should I say, struck by the culture
Yeah, yeah.
when they come here. I would say that it need not necessarily be a shock.
Okay.
If students, because today we are living in a global society,
Yes, yes, yes.
and it's not like students have never heard of what happens culturally in different countries. So we have the internet, we watch movies,
Yeah.
we get through the movies and media, we get introduced to different cultures and cuisines, though we might not have experienced it in person.
Okay.
So I feel that students are bound to have it, not only students coming from another country to study in India. In India itself, there's so much of diversity. So we have a significant number of students coming from central India and northern states of India. For them also, I'm sure they also get a mild cultural shock when they come from north of India to south of
Yes,
India,
okay.
because the culture is so different.
Okay. Okay.
So I would say that it's not something we need to necessarily expect.
Okay.
We can anticipate it, we can prepare for it, and the first generation of international students, I'm sure they must have had a challenge because they had no seniors to guide them. They didn't have enough peers. The number of international students was small.
Okay.
But now we have seniors to interact with.
Yes.
Students can come. They have some nest
Yeah.
formed by their seniors into which they walk in.
Yes.
They can be guided.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think students now are more resilient culturally.
Yeah.
They are able to acclimatize fairly well within a very short time. And one advice I would give is, instead of shying away from a culture, it is better to feel surprised. And the surprise could create some sense of curiosity to learn, to mingle. And when you begin to understand, the shock effect fades away. You begin to see that, okay, these cultural differences are all only skin deep. Essentially, we are all the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and this feeling gives a sense of affinity, and it helps them to amalgamate into the region more easily. So, my advice would be, culture shock is bound to happen when you walk from one place to a new place. It is quite natural for us to feel like a fish out of water.
Okay.
But we need to take it as an expected thing and then see how we can quickly amalgamate and how we can quickly integrate with the local culture.
Thank you for that. That's really very important. So again, I would like to know, what are the habits have you noticed from the international students who perform well in academics? So what habits, because as our goal as international students is to achieve greatness in academics. So what habits have you noticed from those international students who are here?
One thing I feel really impressed with our international students are they're very goal oriented. Majority of the students who come to our campus at least are funded by their respective governments. So they come on scholarships. So they have a mission, and I find that students are very diligent. They're very clear sighted, highly aspirational.
Yes, yes.
They want to do something big in their life, and they understand the value of education, the opportunity given to them, they value it highly. And I find that the students are doing excellently in academics. Of course, there are a small number of students who come from certain countries who have a barrier of medium when they first come. Like we get a significant number of students from Sudan. We get students from some countries in Africa which are French speaking. So, but when they come, we help them acclimatize quickly by giving them some tutoring in English. We have a foundation course about 3 to 4 months. For some students, it's only 2 months. It depends on their pace of learning. And we find that students adapt really fast. That's been my observation. Once they overcome the barrier of language, they do very well in academics. And for some students, like yourself, students coming from Zimbabwe,
Yes.
from day one, I find that they take themselves very seriously, and they do their academics with absolute diligence. And I find that they are usually in the top 2 to 3% of the class. So this makes me feel very proud and very happy.
Yeah.
And I think it also inspires the students who come from this region to compete with them and to do better. So a mix of international students with the national students, I think, is beneficial to both.
Okay. Thank you for such nice compliment to Zimbabwean students. Again, like I want to know, most international students, they face challenges during their first year. Some perform well in academics, but some face challenges. So what advice can you give you to the first year students who may face challenges during their first year?
So one thing, I keep talking to the students on and off. So when they first come, we do a brief orientation.
Okay.
We give them some briefing about the academic regulations, the systems here, the administrative procedures,
Okay.
and then certain things about Indian culture to sensitize them for life on the campus.
Okay.
That is one thing we try to do. And then this also creates an opportunity for them to get connected to the faculty and the staff, the office bearers, and they know for what kind of need, to whom to turn to. So this 3 day orientation, sometimes we do it for 5 days depending upon the time available before they join their coursework. And another thing is we have very good support systems. Like now the seniors, we have students right from first year to final year.
Okay.
So when the students come in the first year, they are embraced by their seniors.
Okay.
They, right from the time of joining, when they land on the soil, the seniors go to receive them, they accompany them, they tell them things formally, informally, and make them feel at home. And our office ensures that students are taken around the campus, introduced to key office bearers. They are shown different facilities on the campus, different resources like library, laboratories. And I think this makes them feel comfortable. And of course, in the first year, they are bound to feel homesick. But once they get into academics, they get so deeply immersed that within no time at all, they get into the rigor, and then they feel better because now they are driven by a purpose. So my advice to the new students who step into the campus is integrate not only with students from your own country, but also with the local students, form friendships, be part of networks, do different campus activities, explore what is happening, try to understand different cultures. India itself, on the campus itself, you'll have people from different parts of the country, different states. In India, every 50 kilometers, you have a different culture. The cuisine is different, the dressing is different, the language, the dialects, everything is so different. So on one campus, they get to see so many different cultures at play. I think this helps the student to become more cosmopolitan, because now their uh, thinking gets widened, and they are able to see things from different perspectives when they interact with their friends and classmates. I think this is an opportunity that first years should really avail. Right from the day one they join, they should not, I think, confine themselves only to making friendships with their own country people. I think they should take the uh, opportunity to get, um, I think, out of their own shell and start making friendships with students other than their own culture. And that is what, and that is really happening, because within our Vignan hostels itself, we have students from 10 to 11 different countries.
Okay.
So the diversity is there right at the place where they are living. They dine together, they play together, they do sports together, they do other club activities. So I think this eventually makes them feel at home, and slowly they feel less homesick and more comfortable on the campus.
That's really inspiring. So, ma'am, there are some students who are watching from different countries. So, my question is, why should international students choose Vignan University? Because why exactly choose from all the colleges or universities? Why should they choose Vignan University?
I think Vignan University is a good home for international students, good place for them to study. Um, because I'm saying it with my experience of 30 years
Okay.
in this organization, whether it is national students, international students, we make them feel at home. The welfare systems are so supportive that student, irrespective of what kind of uh, deficiencies or challenges they come with, they are able to overcome them, because in Vignan the systems are very student centric. There is a genuine effort made by the establishment to identify each student's potential, any challenges or any kind of gaps that the student may be having in terms of their learning, and make genuine effort to help students overcome them. And for international students especially, we have very good support systems. As I mentioned already, students who come from non-English background, so they have a serious challenge when it comes to medium of instruction. So we have appointed two exclusive tutors who teach them right from alphabet, who train them on the skills and make them feel comfortable and adequately equipped before they step into the regular course. So 3 to 4 months of intensive language coaching happens with the help of two professionally trained tutors. And once the students, whether from Arabic medium or whether from Bangla medium or whether from French medium, students are taken to a certain level. On the CEFR, we see that student is at least at A2 level, A2 to B1 level, between A2 to B1 level, before they are able to get into the classroom, so that they can follow the academic transactions, whether in the classroom or in the laboratories. And this is one very strong support system. Apart from that, we have trained our chefs on the international cuisine, and we have food committees constituted by students from different countries, because food is very important.
Yeah, it's very important.
Unless the students eat well, maintain good health, they cannot apply themselves to their academics. So we try to see that there is a minimum acceptable menu which is appealing to all the students, because we have, as I said, 11 to 12 countries. So we prepare a common menu that is acceptable to all international students, and there are no complaints on food and other special needs they may have. From time to time, when students bring it, like students are very passionate about football,
Yes.
So we have appointed an exclusive coach
Okay.
to be with them, to help them play the sport. So in terms of amenities, facilities, we make that extra effort to see that student feel like they are in home, away from home. Apart from academics they will do anyway, because they are all very good students and funded by scholarships by their government. So students take academics very seriously. But on other aspects, we really take care of the welfare. We see that they blossom in every way, feel comfortable, happy, and give them a harmonious environment in the hostels to see that they are able to excel. So I think that is why students should prefer Vignan. We give them, of course, within rules apply, but we also give them flexibility. We sometimes we understand their special needs, and students say that normally our hostels, we are bound to close the hostel gates by 6 p.m. But after we started accepting more international students, we know that international students are very particular about using library in the evenings. So we have relaxed the timings to make it 8 p.m. So these are some of the things we amend our own systems to see that students' needs are adequately met. So that is why I think students prefer to study at Vignan, because of all these support systems available.
Yeah, that's really powerful and very, very important. I have another question, ma'am. Do international students really allowed to start or join students clubs or to any voluntary organization here at Vignan University? Are they allowed to do such things?
Of course, they are. We have a very active student activities council called SAC.
Okay.
And we have our international students who are members of that SAC. It's a student activities council that oversees all the events, various student fests that happen round the year. And there are some of our students extremely active on that front. And students are welcome to be. We have good literary clubs like debating club, writers club. We have a club called Turning Pages, where book reviews are conducted. Then we have, and some of our students are actively participating in it. They have actually won prizes for it in participating various events. So almost every club, students are welcome. And if students, in addition to the existing clubs, want to start new clubs or new activities, they are welcome to do it. Recently, 3 of our students from first years have approached me. They have said that they want to start a court for handball. So we have converted one of the fields into a handball field. So, and then some students came and said they wanted to do snooker. Okay. So we had a board, and we have actually moved it to one of our international students hostel. Yeah, I think it's in your hostel. It's our hostel. So students are welcome to share ideas to enhance their stay on the campus, to make them enjoy different facilities. All they have to do is approach the authorities concerned. Our office is always open. We keep open house all the hours. I'm here on any given day till 8 p.m. in the evening. Students knock at my doors sometime late in the evening, and they want to share an idea or they want to make a proposal. They are welcome to reach out over the phone. So if there are exciting ideas, the ideas are immediately taken up. And many of the activities that International Students Office organizes for students actually emanate from the students themselves. The events are managed by students, they co-host them. So it's a very, very participative kind of campus culture we have. So students are very much free to do volunteering. We have a lot of extension activities happening. We do outreach activities under the Vignan umbrella. So that way, plenty of opportunities are there to explore many things. So there are students, some of our current final year students in civil department who have been doing excellent extension activities,
Okay.
working with the department very closely on some consultancy projects. So students are welcome to participate in every kind of activity. There is no distinction made between a student who comes from this region or a student comes from another country. All are students, and students are one community.
Okay. So again, like I would like to know, do you have maybe any story, a success story from one international student who maybe inspired you? Because some of the students like to learn from experience. So any one international student, we have a success story and inspired.
We have a good alumni network. So recently we have started updating it.
Okay.
So as I told you, the earlier the number of students who came into Vignan from other countries was small number, but they are doing extremely well. Some of the students are in very high positions working in the Middle East, and there are students who have gone back to their countries and started their own enterprises, businesses. So I can't immediately recall one student, but we have documented, and I have to check the records. But students are sharing their success stories. There are students previously we had from Afghanistan, a contingent of about 37 students. Some of them are working in the Afghan embassy as officers in high positions. So our students are doing extremely well. So the success rate is very impressive. Of course, they are still, because this going from Vignan is only a recent phenomena. They may take a while to get elevated to higher positions, but they have made good beginnings. And they're enjoying successful careers going by the stories they have narrated to us. They are doing very well. From where they started, they have overcome many challenges and they are doing very well in their careers.
Okay. So again, maybe 10 years from now, where do you see Vignan University at which stage with the international students?
Vignan has been, last year we signed 2 MOUs with Kenya.
Okay.
So Vignan is aspiring to get global recognition.
Okay.
And last few years we have been making all out efforts to get in touch with various embassies, education departments, scholarship departments, and we have offered, taken special initiatives, and we have offered for students coming from certain parts of the country where the affordability is a little low. So we have also subsidized to some extent students coming from certain income groups. So Vignan is interested in enabling not only students from India, but it also wants to show its leadership by reaching out and by empowering and enabling students from other parts of the world, sometimes less privileged in terms of based on the economic criteria. We want to genuinely help and see that these countries also grow. We are all united by a common history. We were all colonized. So, in that sense, we have common stories, common past. So, we have emerged. We are slightly better off. So, we feel that it becomes our responsibility to reach out, because we have gone through that pain and struggle of building a nation. We know, and other countries are aspiring to do the same. It is the government's vision that we should enable students coming from less privileged parts of the world to study in the Study in India program is all about that. The Indian government sponsors students coming from certain parts of the world where they need help, and Vignan is also doing its bit to be part of that national mission of helping students, so that students, when education is a great tool of empowerment, right?
Yes, yes.
And these students go back and build their nations, it would give immense satisfaction to Vignan that they have had a hand in shaping their career. So I see 10 years down the line, I see more students coming into India. And I think Vignan also, the international student community is already increasing. And I think we will have at least, the goal is to make at least 25% of the student community international, so that there's more cultural diversity and there is a much richer learning environment on the campus.
So, ma'am, my final question would what advice would you like to give to all the international students who are studying all around the world? What advice can you give them?
So I would say that crossing at a young age of 17, 18 years,
Okay.
making the bold decision to leave the comfort and security of home, come take the risk of crossing the seas and coming to a different country with strange customs, strange culture, that itself speaks about the enterprising nature of the student. That the student is highly aspirational and is willing to learn, willing to explore, curious to experience new cultures. So that is, I think, a very, very promising trait any student can show. So, ability to move out of your comfort zone, take up new challenges like going to a new environment and studying there, not knowing what hardships you might have. That is something I really appreciate. And if a student has done that, he has prepared himself for life or herself for life. When they come and understand a new culture, spend 4 years or 5 years of their formative period in a new culture, it means the student has the cultural capital and can reap that cultural capital to get into any kind of situation and manage the situation and flourish in such a situation. So whenever I speak to my international students, I say, why do we all admire Barack Obama so much? He comes to India, he feels absolutely at home in India.
Yes.
He goes to Thailand, he feels so absolutely at home. So he can straddle so many cultures. That makes him so globally mobile. And he can speak the language of the people wherever he goes. So this is what studying in a new culture, understanding a culture, and acclimatizing to that culture gives you. And my advice to the international students who come is, don't hang out only with your own friends coming from your own country. While you are in a new culture, make the most of it. Mingle yourself freely with, form associations with local students, visit their homes,
Okay.
experience their culture. And when you go back from India to your country, you are a more expanded person.
Yes. Yes.
You have a much more broadened horizon. And this, I think, makes you a whole human being.
Yes.
Not only, I'm not speaking only from the career perspective, definitely you will be a much more attractive proposition for any kind of recruiter.
Yes. Yes.
But more than that, you will be a global citizen.
Yes. Yes.
You can go anywhere, having experienced a new culture. You will have the confidence that you can flourish in any other culture that you may want to walk into tomorrow. So this is the opportunity that international students have when they come to India. In India, you can taste and you can experience 10 different cultures staying in one place.
Yes.
Like a campus like Vignan.
Yes.
So that's the beauty of studying outside your country on a new shore. And students should make the most of it.
Thank you, ma'am, for such wonderful and
My pleasure. My
great
pleasure.
experience. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think those who are listening, they've learned so much, and thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to subscribe and share. Ma'am, thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank
My
you so much.
pleasure.
Thank you so much.